Welcome to an absolutely freezing cold Barcelona. I'm so cold today, my little hands are blue in the middle of Spain. But this is the Peugeot 408. I'm just covering all bases there because Irish people call it Peugeot, English people call it Peugeot. I think they call it Peugeot themselves. But this is the 408. Hasn't it grown up? Beautiful looking thing. The grille here in the front is the same colour as the car. I'm assuming that body colour carries through in all the colours of the car because white is probably not the best colour to look at, but it's actually pretty nice in white as well. It really stands out. This bit down here, these kind of fangs, I suppose you call them, started with the 508 is now carrying through on all of the brand, and it actually looks really good. It has a completely sloping roof line, but it's still big inside. It's still sort of a sportback feel to the entire car. It looks fabulous. You only get this badge on the side if you go for the GT one. Prices are going to start just a shade under 40 grand. Then they stretch out up to 53, I think 54 for this model, particularly this model, which is all the bells and whistles on it, all of the colours. There is better colours in, so I'll show you some video of the better colours of it. We'll have a quick look around the back of the car as well as be on the safe side. So on the rear of the car, it is gorgeous looking. Let's just say all these lovely little lights and indentations are lovely, but this big black bumper at the bottom, and it is like properly plastic, it's a lot of black. It's a lot, and it's dusty now. I can actually see the dust on it now, and it's going to take a bit of cleaning, and that's certainly something you're looking at on the back of the car, and it stands out in every colour as well. I'm not too worried about it. I think people will like it. I think it's easily replaced as well if there ever is a collision. Electric tailgate here, you can see the boot actually splits about halfway up the glass. Everything's fixed inside. Decent enough boot. You do lose some space because of the PHEV battery part, and some of your battery stuff is actually stored under the floor here, but you do lose a fair bit of space, but it's not too big of a lip on it. It's actually an alright boot for family stuff. We'll have a look on the inside though and see what the rest was like. So the interior colour here is fabulous. This blue is gorgeous, and the leather is very soft. I'm assuming that's leather, maybe it's some sort of new version of leather, but up front you still get this little small steering wheel, which as a tall person I find it very hard to figure out whether my knees should be under this and touching it, or I need to be able to see what's happening on the dashboard. It is quite low, but you do get rake and reach, so it does go up and down and in and out. So you'll find a place that'll work for you, but it's still a little bit close to my knees here on the top. Everything has gone into touchscreens these days, and you know that that's happening for every brand, but they have kept some physical buttons down here, but still, to change the temperature, still requires you to click that, then you're in the temperature, and then you press the touchscreen. So there is touchscreen feedback sound when you touch in the right place. When you don't, you get nothing. So there is lots of sounds and things that come out from the car. There's also this kind of reflective second screen down here as well, which allows you to get at different parts of media and navigation and phone and all the rest of them. It flips in and out of the screen. So it's actually quite nice, intuitive, maybe a touch laggy, just a little bit. I think touchscreens have to do so much work these days, they lag a little bit behind. Then you have a tray in here for what I think might be a phone. There's a wireless charging tray on top of that. Little cubby hole here for cup holders, and then this other cubby hole back, which is quite shallow as well. Not much room in here. Again, this was the problem with the 508 as well. There wasn't actually much cabin space for stuff. The door pockets are quite large and they're carpeted in the bottom, so they don't make much noise when you're driving along. But it is nice. And speaking of drive, let's go for a little spin in the car and see what it's like to drive as well. So we're on the mountain roads kind of north of Barcelona. Sitges, I think, is the nearest place to us here. And they're lovely, lovely roads. They're bumpy, they undulate, lots of cornering in them as well, which is kind of fun in this car. PHEVs and petrol-powered or diesel-powered cars are generally better to drive than pure electric cars. They just seem to balance out the weight a little bit better. Kind of there's weight over the front and weight over the back. The little engine's good. The range of the electric thing is a bit of a problem. So I drove an Alfa Romeo recently with an 80 kilometer range in it, and it felt okay. This has, they say, about 60 kilometers range in electric. Now, I would say we didn't get that today. Driving up here today, it wasn't going to happen. If you go pure electric on this, I'd say 45, maybe 50 at a stretch is what you're realistically going to get. So you're going to end up in hybrid a lot. And so your fuel economy list here says 6.4 litres per 100 kilometres in the hybrid mode, or in the mode we've been driving in today. So it seems fuel efficient enough. You do have drive modes, so there is pure electric mode, which puts it fully into electric. There's hybrid, and then there's sport mode, which combines the two of them together. Now, you can actually regen electricity. Obviously, it'll regen itself, but you can regen electricity as well by forcing it to regen. So you can tell it that you want to charge while you're driving. That'll eat into your fuel economy, but that's the trade-off. You want more electricity, maybe you're going into a low CO2 zone in your country, maybe in the UK or something. You're going into an emission zone and you want to make sure that you're running in full electric, so you use the petrol engine to charge it. But seating position's actually pretty good. I can see pretty well out the front window. I still have the slight compromise of being able to see and steer, you know, because the steering wheel is low and the readout is a little bit high, so I still have that little problem, which, look, you get used to it fairly rapid when you're driving along here. Handling wise, very good. It actually handles well in every corner. This GT model is very, very pliant. We come up on a motorway as well. It's super quiet in here. I mean, like dead silence. It's really nice to hoover along. Acceleration noises, yes, there is some. So if I go into sport mode, it does make noise, petrol engine. But it's far away. It's a far away sound. It's a kind of a weird one to work out for you. It sounds like another car. Somewhere else is making that noise rather than you're making that noise. It's kind of a weird feeling in the car. But you're not buying this to be sporty. That's the point. This car is meant to be a sort of a sportback, very stylish looking 5-door family hatchback, and that's kind of what you're looking at here. It's a good car. It's a nice car. I'd like to see it in Irish spec GT, see what that happens as well. And when they change the side of the car, of course, the fuse box is on this side of the car, so they don't move that. So the glove box gets smaller on our side of the car. So it's going to be, you can get them now. There is stock of them now. That's worth remembering, because you can't at the moment really order anything under 6 months. But according to Peugeot here, they have stock of these cars, so they can get them online. And you're going to see them, and they're a remarkable looking car. You will notice it on the road. Anyway, I do like it, and that's a quick report from Barcelona, where we were driving all day long. You might check out Nobby on Cars as well. He helped make the video. He's actually sitting here beside me. He helped in the video. He's in the video as well. And I help make his video, so we do this kind of trade-off. So check out his channel while you're there. But thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, I'll see you on the far side.